For the first time, we're hearing from a veteran who says a club drug used as treatment for PTSD saved his life.
He is part of the FDA clinical trial, which studies show MDMA, more commonly called ecstasy or Molly, can help erase suffering.
Investigative reporter Laura Geller has the story you'll see only on 13 News Now.
Doctors have explained the science behind the trial. The drug decreases fear and increases the ability to process. So in therapy, a veteran can understand and move past the trauma. But we wanted to know how this feels from someone who's been there.
There are certain things you just don't talk about, not because you don't want to, oftentimes because you can't.
I avoid a lot of things that remind me of Iraq.
But here's the thing. Medical experts believe if you don't talk about it, you don't process it, and it lives with you every moment of every day.
There's one in particular that will bother me for the rest of my life.
For Sergeant Jonathan Lubecki, it's a moment from his time in Iraq. There, he was a designated marksman or shooter, keeping watch to protect the base.
Want to talk about it?
Here, that moment comes up during a psychotherapy session. Jonathan and his wife have given us permission to view and share video of that session in order to give a more complete picture.
It's where I know it was the right decision. I know what he was about to do.
This isn't just any session, though. This is MDMA-assisted psychotherapy. The Marine Corps and Army veteran was diagnosed with PTSD and tried to kill himself 5 times. The scars on his wrist are constant reminders of the internal torment which took over the couple's lives.
You go from being in the military and being able to, conquer the world to not being able to leave your house.
Reliving how horrible it was. I mean, you feel all alone.
At one point, Jonathan was taking 42 pills a day. So when the couple learned about the clinical trial using MDMA with therapy to treat post-traumatic stress disorder, they didn't hesitate to sign up.
I started talking about things that I had never told anybody before that happened over there. Because I was that comfortable.
Jonathan explains once you can talk about the trauma, you can understand it, and you get your life back. He's not alone. For other clinical trial participants, 61% no longer had PTSD after the full treatment of 3 MDMA sessions and regular therapy.
I literally went from being in a mental health facility, which she had to check me into, to working on a presidential campaign on the national level.
Researchers realize this is unconventional, that people will question the motives behind and risks of using a Schedule I drug in the treatment. Jonathan believes trained counselors are needed for this kind of process.
So what do you say to the skeptics then, the people who say, well, this is a party drug, this isn't a drug that could fix PTSD?
From when you take it until 24 hours later, you're under direct supervision. The only time I was ever in possession was when I took it off the plate and put it in my mouth.
The Lubeckis hope the strict controls in the clinical trial will lead to FDA approval. The agency will have more evidence to consider as 200 to 300 people will soon be enrolled in the Phase 3 trial starting this spring. While that government approval process drags on, this family will keep sharing their experience, hoping to encourage other veterans to hang on to the hope of relief.
One of the things that this treatment has allowed is for me to live a life instead of merely existing.
Researchers are looking for participants for this next trial phase. Applications will be available online soon. Head to this story on 13newsnow.com for a link on how to apply. Laura Geller, 13 News Now.